Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Illusion of Gaia. In the last part we got here to water me up and found Lance's father who had lost his memory. And now it's time for Lily's birthday party, which as you're going to notice, I'm not even going to attempt to read the dialogue because at this point I was tired of this part of the game. Why? I had to record this footage... Record this footage about 6 times. And since this footage is originally around 17 minutes... that's about an hour and a half. I was done. So pretty much Lily's birthday party went all well. Now Lance is going to give her his present, which is always a bouquet of flowers, even if you said the necklace. Because I think this is technically a different thing entirely. And then he confesses to her. And silence is never a good thing to hear after that for that long. And then he got shot down. You know, if these characters were actually good, I would probably care about them a bit, but no. And also, Lily doesn't come back. And apparently neither did Lance. If we check out in our inventory, we actually have a letter from him there, and as we read it, he went to the Great Wall of China. Why China exists in this non-realistic world, I don't know. The time place of this game... The time set of this game has never been quite clear. This game's story sucks. Also, he went there to look for a cure for his father's amnesia. So, let's head to the Great Wall of China to probably kill some monsters. Never thought I'd say that in a sentence. Well, Kingdom Hearts aside. And actually, the Great Wall of China's a rather fun dungeon. Thankfully short compared to the last 4 we did. I followed Lance's steps to the Great Wall. A corridor stretched to the distant horizon. And right off the bat, we got pretty much the 2 enemies you're going to be encountering the most, archers and fireball eyes. Archers can only aim left and right, and then will shoot arrows at you. You'll be fighting around 60 of them, so I hope you like them. Fireball eyes, there's actually 2 of them, 2 types of them technically. The ones that prefer to be up in the sky, like these guys, who send down a fireball that lights the entire small set of pixels in front of that flame on fire. And then another one which is based on the ground, which will just spew some flames around in a bit of a random order. And those will damage you if you touch them. Also, I love the music for this place. And this is actually one of the few dungeons that I've ever played in the game that's structured both horizontally and vertically. Well, I should rephrase that. This is one of the few dungeons I've ever played in the game that is a horizontal area that has more vertical structure than it is horizontal. There we go, because I think horizontally across, this place is only about 5 rooms, maybe 6. But, vertically, it's quite a few more. And you're gonna be going out of your way to kill archers a lot, because a lot of them are at the end of these little hallways. Although, I gotta admit, I do like their design. Though they are not the smartest things in the world, if you're below them, they're pretty much invincible. And here's the second type of fireball eye. A Psycho Slide will pretty much kill everything, I will admit to that. Like the look of this dungeon too. Whoa, shiny thing, hello. And it's part of the necklace that Lance made for Lily. I'm not sure what happens if you didn't choose the necklace. You know what, actually, I think I know what does happen. I think I just realized what it does. If you choose the necklace, that means those stones will be there, and I think that's pretty much there as a guide to say, hey, go this way. I don't think it really impacts anything else otherwise. And how am I hitting them both? Hitbox dissonance is a thing, apparently. Actually, you know what it is? I think it's because when you start sliding, you actually have a much bigger hitbox than you're intended to, so that's why I'm hitting them both. But it's coding. I don't know how to... Well, I know how to code HTML slightly. Used to, at least. That was sophomore year. Sophomore year. You were a depressing one. Anyway, my somewhat odd real life aside, let's get back to the game. The fireball eyes, I have to admit, actually remind me of, what do they remind me of? That's gonna be bothering me all day. Or night, more accurately. Sauron! That's what it is. They remind me of the Eye of Sauron. Mind you, I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan, but that's just me. Well, more accurately, I like the books. Not a big fan of the movies. You don't need an hour for an ending, guys. And for beating them, we get an invincible defense point. Invisible, not invincible. If it was an invincible defense point, this game would be easy. Well, it already is easy. Easier, I suppose. Anyway, throughout the early parts of this dungeon, you're gonna see a lot of ramps you just can't pass over, and there's no way you can get speed. That'll change later on. Yeah, that would have killed me. Anyway, there's actually an enemy in this room that you might not notice until it's too late, because he's an archer right there. There's gonna be another room or so later on in the dungeon that has this kind of gimmick, where there's an archer blending into normal statues, and you're gonna want to keep your eye out on that. And in here we got the dungeon's only red jewel. Only one here, so with that we have 30. I'm really picky about my inventory at times. That's one thing I like about RPGs that have, like, bags, like Pokemon. Well, Pokemon Gen 2 onwards. Is that it's auto-organized. Thank you. And here we got a new enemy, snakes. I honestly have no idea what they do. I'm guessing if you keep them on screen long enough, they'll lunge at you, but they're almost never on screen long enough to really do it. I think they might attempt to later on in the part. In fact, there they go right there. But I've never gotten hit by it, as far as I'm aware. Unless I did just there, and I just wasn't paying attention. So how about that new 3DS thing? People are complaining about it, I don't mind it. Then again, I'm also excited because Shulk's gonna be in Smash 4, and I'm a Xenoblade fan. You know, I wonder how out of date that's gonna be by the time this gets uploaded. Let's see, I'm gonna take a ballpark guess when this is gonna be uploaded. Let's see, it's August 30th, I'm gonna take a guess, let's see, Superstar Saga is gonna be 30 parts. I'm gonna guess sometime in November or December. Oh god, a PL sneeze coming on. And we got another HP restoration. I think that is 26, yep. Wait. Oh, hi, Lily. Are you looking for Lance? I'll go with you. That was the wrong It's been a long time since It's been like 3 dungeons! Not even. It's just been since Moo, so yeah, just a dungeon. Then again, there's also that almost a month in the tunnel, so it hasn't been long for us, but it's been a while for them, and I thought I flipped that guy into the block for a second there. And now the spears that I've been neglecting to mention that are in the background, they can hurt you, but some of them actually intentionally block off your progress until you hit a certain switch. So make sure that. Also, Psycho Slide there so you can get into the store easily. If you continue running to the right, you'll go across some more ramps, and you can even get stuck there if you're not careful. So be careful. You know what these guys remind me of, actually, the archers? They remind me of some specific enemies in Genma Onimusha. Well, technically just Onimusha Warlords. I don't own Genma. Because I've never owned an Xbox! Hey, I should get a 360 at some point for Lost Odyssey. That is really the only reason I would buy one, certain other games aside. Mostly because I'm a Hironobu Sakaguchi fan. Hence why I love the first 9 Final Fantasies. Well, Final Fantasies 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. The other ones, I'm alright with. But let's not get into a Square game when we're in a Enix game. The days before the merger. Anyway, this area is a bit tricky. There's obviously multiple floors to it, as there's always been. However, you can only get to certain floors by diving through these, holes in the ground. I missed those snakes there for a while, by the way. In fact, I get lost trying to look for them for some reason. Pretty much when it comes to jumping down the holes, though, just follow the path I'm taking. It should get you to a specific place you need to be, no problem. And head straight down. Dark space! And in here, we got a new ability for Will. I think this is actually his last ability, too. It should be, unless I'm forgetting one. Probably am. But we got the Spin Dash. We can now go at supersonic speeds. Without being a blue hedgehog. The Spin Dash is interesting. It'll take a while for you to really realize how it works. Pretty much the way you do it is you charge up like you're charging for a Psycho Dash. And once you're fully charged, you mash the L and R buttons. After a while, some arrows will come up. Hold the arrow in one direction. It'll stop flashing, and it'll just hold that. Then let go of the button, and I think you let go of A at that point. Let me check. LR, left, and yep. And you can do some good damage with that, actually. If you stay on the enemy sprite, because you're completely invincible during that, you can probably kill a lot of the enemies here within less than a second. And the thing is, also I got Lost Link for the last two enemies, as I mentioned. Here they are. That Psycho Spin can actually has enough speed to get over ramps. Can you see what we're going to do here? Actually, I don't think you need to go do what I'm about to do. I think you just head right and the boss might be there. I forget. But I've always... No, actually, do you? I've never not done this, so... You want to head over here, because you can't get to this place otherwise without being really precise with your Psycho Slides. And you want to obviously enemies, but there is another dark space gateway in this area, plus all the enemies, so you're going to want to do that. Because Frieden is useful. Plus, if you're going for 100% like I am, you're kind of going to want to do that. You know, these things are made of fire. Can't they just go around these blocks? I mean, it's kind of a thing. I mean, we've seen these guys can fly before, so why can't they just... video game logic. Coding is God. Unless God is God, in which case coding is, I don't know. My religious trivia is not what it used to be because of CCD. And this is actually right here a rather annoying little time switch puzzle. Pretty much you need to get across both these spheres before they close. I recommend hitting the one on the bottom, then the one on the right, so you can get through easily. Ouch! Arrow to the shoulder. Well, better than an arrow to the knee, I suppose. I'm still surprised it took people so long to realize that that was a marriage thing. People. And that's health point number 27. And this is just a normal dark space which has Frieden in it, so yeah, that's not getting shown. We're actually almost 3/4 of the way through our health bar. That's nice. But with that, and us getting Frieden and heading... right now we're heading back to the previous screen we were earlier, by the way. I'm gonna need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And next time on Let's Play Illusion of Gaia, we're going to continue on here in the Great Wall of China, probably completing it in the process. And finding Lance as well, hopefully. See you guys then.